Do-do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do. Ba 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 da da ba da da ba 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 da da ba da da ba 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 da da ba da 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 da. Oh my God, I'm becoming a tenor. Anyhow, we are live a few seconds earlier than usual because the pre-announcement tool that I'm sure some of you rely on is broken. So I just want to make sure that whoever is watching has enough time to join us this morning so you won't miss a thing. Yes, Paula, we're a little early. We haven't officially started. This is we're doing things a little different today because I wanted to make sure that in the couple of minutes before 10:30, oh well, it's 10:30 now. I just wanted to make sure that enough people got a chance to come online without missing anything. As I mentioned, hello, Debbie. Ma, hello, Meggie, as in Peggy. Hello, David. See, now everybody's coming in as usual. This is great. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't miss anything. As I posted earlier today, Facebook must be changing their chingaderas, I suppose. So we couldn't pre-schedule an announcement. So now that I see that you guys are starting to find us, let's start the show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Well, that was fun. We had a little pre-show show. I saw a comment here that made me laugh because somebody said hard to find. Yes, this morning, there you are, Linda. Wow, hard to find today, says Linda. Yes, Facebook is messing around with their settings, and I, along with anybody who is trying to schedule a Facebook Live this morning, is not able to do that. But the good thing is that we are here and we are able to go live as we always do. So if you have a difficult time finding us this morning, it is because Facebook is tinkering around. But here we are, Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, our state, our country. We take a look at your wonderful comments, questions, and suggestions to steer this broadcast in a direction that allows us to continue connecting with one another and with our country, our city, our state, our Puerto Vallarta in a most inspiring way. Yes, it is inspiring to get to find you, and it is inspiring to connect with you every single day. And today is Wednesday, the 21st of September, and today we have all kinds of news. We have a few after earthquake news items to go through. And then we have some business as usual news. But then we are going to, oh my God, there is snow in Lake Tahoe. Is that supposed to happen, Renee? Or is that just a weird thing? I don't know whether Lake Tahoe is supposed to have snow or not. Maybe the clouds are breaking the law. I don't know. Anyhow, we're going to have news, and then we're going to go on a walk. Imagine living in a colonia where there are two ways to get in. One is by car, but you can only do so by crossing the river. So if the river has water, you can only do it on certain times of the year. And the second way to get into that colonia is through a suspended bridge that collapsed during last year's hurricane. So they went months not being able to get in and out. How did they do it? We get to find out later on today. But first, our news. Let's do it and take it from there. Puerto Vallarta back to normal, quote unquote, after the earthquake. That's what I wrote, but the actual headline for this news item says Puerto Vallarta returns to its activities without collapses in tourism infrastructure due to earthquakes. So to me, that means that we're back to normal, and I say normal on with quotes because some photos and video that circulated yesterday of local hotels and their cracks seem to indicate otherwise. In fact, if you look at yesterday's comments, we added a news item from one of the local news sources that had a collection of photos and a video of one of the local hotels where they did not initially allow inspectors to get in. So maybe they didn't want people to see what had really happened. Municipal Tourism Director Ludwig Estrada commented, "We do know of a few hotels that suffered a little bit more, un poquito más," he said. But they were evaluated by the state's Civil Protection Department, although it is known that some tourists switched hotels from one to another. Now, which hotel did they switch from? Well, that's a good question. Of course, we know that local news don't like to mess around with tourism, so what can I tell you? Most of the damages, however, occurred in the states south of Jalisco, in Michoacan and Colima, with almost 6,000 affected homes. In our state, the government delivered supplies and other means of support to the municipalities of Toliman, Zapotitlan de Vadillo, and San Gabriel. These are all municipalities south of here. Remember the Puebla sinkhole? They even wrote a song about it when it first appeared, swallowing a property. Well, apparently the Puebla sinkhole, or socavón, grew bigger after the earthquake from yesterday and the day before. And this next one, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry, but apparently Araceli Saucedo, who is the lady mayor of a municipality in Michoacan, published in her social media outlets that she's going to send a proposal to the state declaring September 19 a holiday to safeguard the health and integrity of students, workers, and families. Now, think about this for a second. A holiday to stay home because an earthquake is going to come on September 19, and staying home is going to safeguard the integrity of students, workers, and families? I mean, seriously. So you see, stupidity in politicians is not something that is exclusive to a single nation. And that's enough for that. If you own a foreign car, or a chocolate car, as they are known in Mexico, autos chocolate, the federal government is giving you the opportunity to legalize it through a program that is now including the state of Jalisco. The period to legalize your foreign car has been extended through December 31st of this year. Where and how do you do it? I don't know the specific answer. It was not listed, but apparently it is handled by the Secretary of Revenue, otherwise known as Hacienda. And the last bit of news that I have is wonderful news. Last but not least, it's been 10 weeks of steady decline in COVID cases nationwide, said Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez-Gatell. And of course, this is excellent news. May it continue to be the case as long as it does. Let's take a look at the weather. Oh, Star Wars related. Andor can't be worse than Obi-Wan Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett, unless I just jinxed it, says Snarky Weatherman. It is now 26 degrees, feels like 30. Humidity is at 89%, not so bad. We have Fahrenheit, 80 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And our forecast calls for rain and humidity through the day with a high of 30 and a low of 25. Tomorrow, Thursday, rain until evening with a high of 30 and a low of 25. And Friday, rain in the evening with a high of 31 and a low of 24. Now, before we get into our little walking tour of the day, I have something that just made me laugh. A few weeks ago, it was reported that actor Tobey Maguire, known for his portrayal of Spider-Man, was in Puerto Vallarta on vacation when in fact he was staying in Riviera Nayarit. Now, Andrew Garfield, another Spider-Man, has been reported to be in Puerto Vallarta by national and international media, but I'm willing to bet he is staying in Punta de Mita or elsewhere in Riviera Nayarit, and I'm willing to bet that this is the kind of news that must make Nayarit Governor Miguel Ángel Navarro Quintero cringe, because the spotlight goes to Puerto Vallarta and not to Riviera Nayarit. So it is what it is, you know. Puerto Vallarta did not become Puerto Vallarta overnight, and people will not remember that Nuevo Vallarta is not called Nuevo Nayarit overnight either. One final reminder, tomorrow we have a get-together at Whiskey Kitchen, and I hope you will join me as we share some really fun news. And let's just dive into our exploration of the day.
As you can see, I'm standing right by the river at Paso del Molino. Now, this is usually available for cars to cross when the weather allows for it, but not right now because it's been raining. And today, I'm wondering what's on the other side. How do people live? How do they cross? And how do they get big stuff in and out of their neighborhood this time of the year? So join me as we find answers to some of these questions and as I catch up with my friends. Hello. Uh-oh. Hello. I'm filming. Mwah. Logan. We already said hello, but mwah. Hi.
Hi.
Let's take a look. Have you guys been to the other side?
Just crossed it, but we haven't really snooped around it.
Well, let's discover this place together.
So many times I've walked past this bridge and I never crossed it, at least not all the way. And of course it was just rebuilt.
You may remember that this pedestrian bridge, oh my God, it wobbles. Woo! Was just inaugurated by our mayor. This is one of the pedestrian bridges that fell during Hurricane Nora last year. So this, as far as I know, is the only way to go in and out of this neighborhood year around. So we're going to find out who lives over here and who do we run into. Here's Lucas with Chico. Oh my God.
Chico is always so happy to see me.
I want to be out of your land when.
No worries. Hello, Chico.
Yeah, there's like Nancy on the campus.
Shall we?
Yeah. Cállate.
I mean, look at this cute little house. Can you see it? Yes, you can. There's this cute little house. We don't know who it belongs to. But as a matter of fact, I've seen a couple of houses on Airbnb on this side. Maybe we'll find them. Okay, so here you can see we're now on the other side of the bridge. And here's the road that goes up to the Colonia. And that's what we're going to try to go find. Have you been?
Great. Incredible.
Uh-huh.
Really, really good. Bill thinks that this might be Adan's house.
Casa La Potranca. It's a beautiful house.
And it's been listed on
I've
Airbnb.
looked at this on the Google map,
Okay.
and there's only one street, and it goes up like 3 or 4 blocks. And that's basically it. And that's what I'm curious about, whether the Google map is
Yeah,
accurate
is there more? Has there been?
or has it been updated or what.
This was recorded this past Saturday, by the way.
So here we are. We were just walking what they call Calle Limón, and this is Avenida Avilla. So this is the street that we see on Google Map. And check out these houses. I mean, they're not at all shabby,
Not at
but
all.
one has to wonder if you live on this side of the river and you want to buy a new refrigerator or a stove or something like that,
A sofa.
how do you get it over here? And of course, we have more traditional homes on this side and completely modern construction on this side. And as long as we can, we're going to go snoop around just to see what they're building. I have now entered private property, but I don't think anybody is going to stop me.
And
And if
nobody
they
did.
do, we'll leave, of course. But check it out. I mean, somebody is building a super fabulous house out here in the middle of nowhere. And from looking at the inside, it looks like it's going to be quite a project.
Did you see Adan? Where at?
Buenas tardes.
Oh, a little bit of trivia. Wearing the blue tank top, our friend and cluster member Claude is the one who came up with the idea of calling the cluster a cluster.
So my friends have identified a gentleman that speaks French. So, hola, ¿tú vives de este lado? Y cuando quieren cruzar por automóvil y el río está alto, no pueden, ¿verdad? ¿Y cómo cargan cosas pesadas?
Con carretillas.
Con carretillas. Okay, gracias. So I just spoke to a young lady who lives on this side of the river.
And look totally
She seemed a
scared.
little startled when I started asking questions, so I didn't want to get into details. But I asked her if this road is the only way to get to this side. And she said yes. And then I asked her, when you need to carry heavy things, how do you do it? And she said they use carretillas. And I believe the English word for that is wheelbarrows. I'm not entirely sure. There's a road up here that is closed. We don't know where it goes. And this cute little casita back there, you can barely see it, has its own little suspended bridge over a stream of water that is presently dry. No water coming down from the mountains right now. But as you can see, It's really charming up here.
Lots of dogs. Oh,
And now that we're walking it,
who knew?
and when I look at this and compare it to what I see on the Google map, yes, it's clear to see that there's been some development. I mean, even the streets themselves have their own signs. This is Calle Parota, and there's a bunch of constructions over there. Now let's go back to last year when Hurricane Nora destroyed the hanging bridge that we crossed just now. And one needs to wonder, how do these people do? Lots of dogs over here. Hello, doggies. And a nice little horse over here. Hello, horsey. What's going on?
So quiet up there, except for the dogs.
There are lots of dogs in this neighborhood, and they're all staring, wondering, what is this man doing with a video camera? And I'm getting the dog welcome. I don't know if I should challenge these dogs. This is, after all, their territory. Maybe this is, oh yeah, we cannot really go much further. Hey, doggies, what's up? What's up?
Never mind.
Okay, so we're not getting a nice warm welcome. So maybe this is a time to return. Fine, be that way, I say. I am going to rejoin my friends. But now I can say I've been to Paso del Molino, and I have explored a little bit of this neighborhood. And what's the matter? You're still protecting your house too, aren't you? No worries. We're not here to steal anything. We're actually here to explore.
Hold on to that thought, Jeff.
And now that I've gotten this out of my system, we can go to our usual neck of the woods, Moro Paraíso, where I am craving a nice meal. Goodbye, horsey. Loved your neighborhood. Okay, I've satisfied my curiosity. Can we go eat something now? Which way did we come? That way or this way? That way.
You were totally inspired
Inspired by what?
by the area.
This is beautiful. It really is beautiful, but I can't help but to think about all these people when the hanging bridge fell down. You know?
Uh-huh. Hey, that's a big.
Yeah.
I love the street signs.
I love the street signs. I love it. Hola. ¿Tú vives de este lado? ¿Cómo le hicieron el año pasado para cruzar cuando se les cayó el puente colgante?
Por ahí abajo hay una avenida, nos tocó irnos caminando como 1 hora y media de aquí.
No.
Por todo el cerro.
¿Hay un camino por el cerro? Wow. Wow, gracias. Oh my God. She just told me that when the suspended bridge fell down, there's a path along this side of the hill that gets you all the way to Puerto Vallarta, but it takes an hour and a half to walk. So there you have it. Food for thought.
Want to relive it? No.
Yes. Yeah, that's why she ran away from me. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. Anyhow, I'm going to take this opportunity to say goodbye and remind everyone that is watching this walking tour that we should count our blessings. You never know when nature is going to come back and do crazy things and prevent you from going from place to place. If you choose to live on this side of the road, on this side of the river rather, maybe don't get pregnant. Or if you get pregnant, make plans to pop at home. This is Paco signing off. It's been a pleasure. I will see you again soon. Ciao.
And I totally mean that. I mean, think again about the fact that there are two ways to get in and out of there. One is through the river, but the river is high during half of the year. And the other one is through that suspended bridge. But if you remember, a year ago, the suspended bridge was taken away by Hurricane Nora. It took almost a full year for them to rebuild it. Meanwhile, the only way you could go and get your groceries, your bills paid, your shopping done, heaven forbid you should need a new microwave oven, was by walking a path through the mountains that takes 1 hour to walk from that neighborhood to Puerto Vallarta. So when somebody like Jeff says, nice area, great retirement area, maybe not so much. Plus, there's something else to consider. This land that we just looked at is ejido land. And ejido land is owned by the people that live in it. Well, it's actually owned by the federal government. What does that mean? Well, tomorrow we will dive into ejido property with some depth so that you can appreciate what it is and where it came from and what it means. So that was our little walk for today. I also caught a wonderful comment by our friend Joey, who says, I'm going to look for that path. I want to go looking for that path with you, Joey, because I've always wondered whether there is some way to get through the mountains back to the city on that side of the river. Let me now rewind the comments so we can see what's going on. Yes, we were early this morning. We had a different kind of introduction. Let's see what else. Let's see. I want to take this comment again, Linda, because the good news is that we always broadcast from our Facebook page. So as long as you know where to find our Facebook page and you keep refreshing your browser at around 10:30 in the morning, chances are that you're going to find us here Monday through Saturday. Let's see what else we have. Oh, Claude, I love spending time with you and Lucas. I will say that Claude and Lucas, by the way, did manage to find a way to acquire a piece of land in that general area that was formerly ejido. So it can be done, but it's not a walk in the park, as I understand it. Anyhow, it is great to see how Claude and Lucas have embraced mountain living and how they built their own home from scratch. And when I say they built it, they were definitely involved in the process, and they're making a wonderful life. ¿Qué pasó con Facebook? Asks Dave. Well, this morning I tried to pre-announce as usual, and I saw that there was a glitch in the software that I used to make these broadcasts, which is called Ecamm Live. I quickly got into tech support and realized that this is a generalized adjustment that Facebook is doing. But again, the good news is that we're here and we're moving along. Let's see what else we have. Many good mornings, which are always appreciated from all kinds of places. There's one from Mexico City and there's one from Lake Tahoe. Oh, that's right. Lake Tahoe has snow. I'm going to look into that. I mean, is Lake Tahoe supposed to have snow or not? Now I'm curious. Early for snow, we need the water. Okay, that's good to know as well. Oh, does an earthquake make a milkshake better? I'm not entirely sure, Chris, but I'm sure going to go into some beta testing there just to find out what is going on. Kathy here, Den, and I really, really miss your chocolate croissants and cinnamon rolls. I bet that went for Raymond, which I know has the most wonderful chocolate croissants and cinnamon rolls. Let's see. Mm, let's see what else. Anyone seen how glass store in Emiliano Zapata fared in earthquake? I have not seen any reports specifically about that place, but I'm sure that they must have had some damage. Let's see what else. Oh, Christy, who we know to take care of tiny squirrels. I thought about you last night because I found a YouTube video of people building bird feeders that are squirrel proof, and it was very funny. You had to be there. Um, Patty asks time. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but if by chance you're referring to our get together tomorrow, it's going to be from 6 to 8. Hope you can join us. Let's see what else. Oh, this sounds scary. Your audio is coming over as double, but not in sync. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see what else we have. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not a wheelchair friendly walk that we just took. Kathy would spend most of her time looking up at the sky if we try to push along there. Well, until we figure out a way to make wheelchairs levitate, then we continue to be so very happy to film these neighborhoods for all to enjoy. Definitely. That was a new word for me for today. Patty, thank you very much. I always thought they were called wheelbarrows. I had no idea they were called Dolly. I bet Dolly Parton doesn't think very kindly of that. Let's see. Another pun attempt. That was a rough welcome. Yes, it was, Sage. I totally wanted to walk all the way to the end of the street, but no, I was not entirely sure. But hey, it's a good thing that all those dogs are there to keep the neighborhood safe. What would be the translation of Paso del Molino? What a good question. Molino means windmill. So it would be Windmill Pass, maybe, or maybe Molino can also refer to a device that is used to grind things like seeds. So maybe something to that effect. I actually thought about that while we were walking, and I have no idea why the neighborhood is called Paso del Molino, but I think that the most literal translation would be Windmill Pass. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, thank you very much, Randall. There was not a lot there beyond the beautiful nature that is everywhere. And it was gorgeous. It was just gorgeous. I just worry about availability of stuff. How do you get your stuff in and out? That can be challenging. Were you using your new microphone? Audio was excellent. Well, Karen, we're not here to lie. I was wearing it, but I forgot to turn it on. The audio was good only because it was very quiet around me. That said, yesterday, for the first time, I was able to use the two wireless microphones for an interview that I conducted with our friend Joshua, who makes those beautiful tie-dye shirts, and we're going to air that sometime in the near future. A nice little compliment from Sarah. Thank you very much. I love putting it together. I love putting the program together. Oh, Kathy sets a daily Paco alarm on her intelligent speaker Monday through Saturday for 10:25 a.m. to make sure we tune in. That is true love as far as I know it. Oh, wonderful! So Joshua and Lucy, his girlfriend, are going to join us tomorrow. That is wonderful. We're going to San Pancho today, but we're excited to see you and meet some of the cluster in person tomorrow, 6 to 8 at Whiskey Kitchen. Um, Feel free to bring some of your shirts so that people can see some of the beautiful work you create. I mean, I don't know if you're going to sell any or not, but I just love what you do, and it'll be so wonderful to get other people acquainted with your beautiful work. There is a queue regarding Mundo de Cristal. I haven't been by myself, but I do have some guests here at the Villa this week that were there shopping at the moment of the tremor, and they said a few items did fall off the shelves and smash on the ground, but thankfully not a huge loss of inventory sustained. All I can say is I am happy that the quake took place in the daytime, because if it had happened at night, I would have been scared out of my soul. Um, Claude gets sleazy. I love it. Grinder pass sounds better. Well, I suppose I could use a grinder pass these days myself, but you didn't need to know that. What you need to know is that we have reached the end of today's broadcast. Yay! Another broadcast done, another broadcast shared, and another broadcast enjoyed. I hope you have an amazing hump day. I hope you have a wonderful day today. And if you're in town and you want to join us tomorrow at Whiskey Kitchen, it'll be a pleasure to see you there. If not, you can find us here at the usual time. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay in touch.